For the moment, we'll construct this rim here. And I'm going to, first of all, create a new file so that we're not risking the old one. So it will be Arizona Can 102. Okay. And in line with what I did previously, I'm going to use another object as a ruler. So we're in object mode. I don't have to switch out of wireframe view yet. So we will add mesh. We could actually say cylinder, but that's probably too complicated for this. We'll just go with a cube. So where is the cube? Well, the cube, because this is wireframe view, is this orange thing out here. Now we want the height to be 2 millimeters. I already mentioned that the rim on the can is about 2 millimeters deep. I measured it. So this will be like that. I'll go a centimeter across again for this cube. Of course, it's no longer a cube now. Hardly any of these have been, once I rescale them. And so that we can see it a little bit better, I'll go to the solid view. I'll zoom in again, move it up with the arrows here. Whoops. Oh no, that's not a whoops. Worried it was for a second. Okay, so we'll move this over. You might say this looks wrong at this stage. I'll show you why in this video, right after I add the rim. This is an optical illusion, actually, that this is too thin. It is the correct measurement. Okay, so this is right where it should be. We'll go to left view. Ah, okay, it's exactly where I want it to be. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so we will create the rim. First of all, we have to select the can and not that little ruler thing. If I don't have a word for it yet. So edit, and there you can see we still have the vertices selected from before, and we adjusted the taper. So I'm going to just take one of these edges, right click here to select, and then shift right click, just to be sure, yes, it's in the correct position. There. Did it accidentally select the lower vertex? No. Vertex, excuse me. No. If you're experienced with Blender, you know that here I want to do a loop subdivide. They call it the loop cut and split in newer versions of Blender, which I keep forgetting. So we move it up here, and I'll settle it there. Obviously, I'm not going to settle for that. We go to the front view, and we will pull it up to line up with that ruler. I'll now go to the left view. Still looks like it's in the wrong position, but I'll show you how that's an illusion in a second. Okay, now it's lined up. So now it's the correct height. Now notice it is tapered in here. This rim diameter is the correct rim diameter. So what I'm going to do, I'll go to the top view, and I will scale this down to the correct diameter. Double check to make sure. Yes, okay. I was going to say there's that other rim, and that's the bottom one. I have to make sure I'm scaling to the correct rim. So I'll put down the mic, and I will do this. Okay, I think that's close enough. We'll move the view again. Okay, so there it is. Now, as I said before, in real life, this would be rounded a bit. It is possible to model that. There's nothing to stop us, but I'm not going to do it right now because that's a more advanced, arguably, a more advanced level of modeling. Now, this looks too small, too thin. And I mentioned that that's an optical illusion. Actually, what's going on is the taper on this can, we'll go back to the wireframe view, is not uniform. See that? So this actually remains relatively flat until this point. So we have to figure out where that taper actually begins. So I'm going to measure the can. But actually, one other thing, my old advice, always save your work. Now, the point where this taper begins is about 5 millimeters down from the rim. So, that means that I have to take this ruler object that I'm using and rescale it to be 5 millimeters deep. 5 millimeters. There it is. Okay, so now I have to line this up with the bottom of the rim. It will not be engineering level precise, but as I said, I'm not doing an engineering project here. We'll go to left view. I want to line this up pretty precisely, in spite of it not being an engineering project, you know? Okay. That's still not right. Nah, that's close enough. Okay. So, we'll move to the front view again. I'm going to do loop, cut, and slide again. Or loop, subdivide in the old... Oh, no, that's not what I want. In the old Blender terminology. So I just did the right click of that vertex. We'll do the shift right click of this one. That's the wrong one. Okay. I should do this from a different angle. Yeah. Not even where I'm supposed to be, where I wanted to be. What am I going to do? Okay, there we go. Shift, right click. There we go. Loop, cut, and slide. And this will be in the wrong position, but as I've said before, we'll fix that. Okay. So this needs to be slid up. It's closer. We'll go to the left view. Control keypad up to line up here. For some reason, my little box ruler there is not showing up very well, so I'm struggling a little bit with this, but that looks close enough. So now I have to line it up again. Top view again. And in fact, this is not going to be done when I complete this. This is only a very crude attempt at this, and I'll show you why in a minute. So, scale with the S key. And actually, I'm running out of time, so I'll have to finish this in the next part.